Finally, this morning, we're turning to your questions and comments. This is Straight From You, where we fact-check claims, separate fact from fiction, and call out what's murky. So here's what stood out this week. First, the government shutdown. Everybody's talking about it, right? Or at least paying attention. A viewer put it bluntly. ICE works unpaid. The military works unpaid. Congress still gets paid. Well, you're not wrong, but there is some nuance. Here's the deal. When funding stops, federal agencies activate shutdown plans. Simple enough. Civilian workers may be furloughed. Accepted staff like ICE, TSA, and Border Patrol keep working without pay until the funding resumes. The same goes for active duty military. A 2019 law now guarantees back pay for both groups, but members of Congress, they still get paid. That's because their salaries come from a permanent appropriation in the Constitution. Yep, shutdown or not. Next up, the story of Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth announcing strict changes in the military this week. A viewer said they once saw a soldier refuse a uniform order and flash a yellow stress card. So here's the reality. Stress cards that allow troops to skip orders? Not a thing. Snopes traces it to the 1990s, when the Navy briefly gave out cards with hotline information. However, they were not excuses, and the practice ended quickly. The Army had tools to measure stress, not stop training. The Defense Department has debunked this myth for years. Why are we hearing about it again? Because Hegseth and President Trump just pushed a tougher warrior ethos at Quantico, fitness tests, grooming standards, and tougher training. In making the case that training got too soft, Hegseth invoked stress cards on Fox News with Laura Ingraham, which keeps the legend alive. By the way, the producer of this segment is a U.S. Marine, and he has never seen a stress card. All right, number 3. A lot of you are asking about the indictment of former FBI Director James Comey. A viewer put it this way. Here's the question. With a grand jury vote of just 14 out of 23, how can prosecutors possibly get a unanimous 12 out of 12 jurors to convict at trial? That's a sharp and good question. It gets to the heart of the legal hurdle. Indeed, the vote to indict was 14 out of 23. That clears the probable cause bar, but just barely. To get a conviction, prosecutors need all 12 trial jurors to agree beyond a reasonable doubt, a much higher standard, obviously. That narrow grand jury margin, legal analysts say it's a red flag, a tough road ahead for sure for the government. Keep dropping comments on our YouTube, asking questions, and we'll tackle the biggest ones next week.